It's roughly 8 months until the next provincial election when voters will decide who the next Premier of Ontario will be. In the meantime, the leaders are carefully crafting the image that they would like to project. And you know, a lot of time has been spent on those election ads that we're starting to see hit the airwaves. So we took a really good look at them and we noticed something a little bit different about Kathleen Wynne.
So I will never stop fighting for you.
It's an image of the Premier we don't see very often. She's not wearing her glasses. In this image-conscious world, one has to wonder if it's a calculated move for political survival as the election nears.
A picture's worth 1,000 words is never truer in politics. And so really, how you see somebody is how you'll relate.
So maybe the Premier is trying to get us to see deeper into her eyes, hoping to make a connection with voters.
To go from a kid who could barely talk to the leader of a provincial party.
And then there's Patrick Brown. His commercial shows him with rolled up sleeves in a more relaxed look.
More approachable, but more of a working guy. You know, you want him to be the guy you want to go for a beer with. There's sort of a term called hell of a guy or hogue is what political people around my Caris had nicknamed it at the time. So I think you'll see a little bit of that on him, which is a contrast to maybe the Premier.
An image can make or break a politician. This photo went down in political history of what not to do. Prime Minister hopeful Robert Stanfield fumbled a football back in 1974. His campaign never recovered. Contrast that to Rob Ford, though. His famous football fumble didn't hurt him at all.
People thought it was funny, and he got up again, and he was gregarious, and he laughed, and he's true to his character. It depends on the character of the politician and how they approach it.
Now, I asked both political strategists which politician wins the prize for best political image makeover, and they both mentioned the same person, the man who used to be Premier here at Queen's Park, Dalton McGuinty.
One of the best was Dalton McGuinty in the 2003 campaign. In 1999, he lost to Mike Harris. 2003, he had to relate and look and make himself. And so when he talked about that working together was his philosophy, he unshoveled the tie, rolled up his sleeves, and you saw him in that light blue shirt all the time. That was a look for him to relate and be that everyday man. So I think he did a great job.
I think Dalton McGuinty is a great example of someone who kind of started off quite nerdy and uncomfortable and really got into his, Premier dad.
Now, Jim Warren thinks it's a lot tougher for politicians these days because everybody has a camera, so they have to be on 24/7 to avoid that political damaging shot. Now, it's interesting to note as well that NDP leader NDP leader Andrea Horwath has not released any political ad campaigns yet, so we are going to have to wait and see how she is going to be crafting her image.